Hello and welcome to the DSA FastPass. We're here for yet another Saturday afternoon, guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. It's going to be your FastPass to everything you need to know in DSA today. Guys, I'm glad you came back. If you notice, we don't have a co-host again on the show. I tried to work with several people. It just didn't line up with their schedules. But rest assured, we've got a great lineup throughout the rest of August of different co-hosts coming to the FastPass. It's either going to be them or myself. Again, hopefully you guys like this new format. And let's get talking to some great DSA news. It's been a busy week. We had Maui and Moana drop news of gear. We've got gear changes, meta changes, and the next faction bump, guys. So we might as well and jump right into it, starting with the gear changes coming to DSA. Now, I want to go ahead and point out that Meathead had a post on the Discord about these gear changes, and I know there's been a mix of reviews on this. Some happy, some not. Let's talk about the positives. The negatives is, yes, we all just got to level 60. T6 characters free to play, even lower than that. T7 characters, and now that is getting bumped up. But on the positive sides, let's look at them. First of all, there was mention of a new way to acquire gear within Disney Sorcerer's Arena. And we've been speculating a little bit, been putting on them tinfoil hats and saying, what could this possibly be? Now, I personally think it's going to be one of three things. I think it's going to be either a raid, it's going to be a new PvP ladder system, or something we haven't even thought of. A new mode that's just completely creative. One of those three. I think DSA is going to benefit heavily from any of those. And I'm excited. I think it's going to be a healthy change for the game. Now, another positive is we see these characters' reworks come through each time. I mean, the Oceanics were horrible. And now look at them. They're at the top of the meta. And instead of waiting on these reworks, we can now just see the adjustments with the new gear that's going to be coming out. So new gear means new stats added on. So let's take Buzz Lightyear, for example. If Buzz got all the speed and offense gear leveled up and they decided to make Buzz the next big thing in DSA, they could easily do that without having to rework his whole kit, right? So the tier list is going to change massively as we see this tier come in, these new tiers, these new stats come into effect the tier list. And I'm personally excited about that. I'm excited to see what the changes are going to be. And I think, honestly, it's fun to have changes in games like this. Hopefully nothing too drastic as we've all been focus farming important heroes. But again, I think some characters are in desperate needs of stat changes, especially the older ones. Now, we've talked about the gear changes again. I want to hear your comments down below on the gear changes. We're going to be talking about the meta next. Quick thing you guys want to know. I've got a full oceanic guide coming out tomorrow. It's my favorite in-depth guide that I've personally done. We're going to be looking at all of the stats. We're going to be looking at all the different characters, what they bring to an oceanic team, who you should focus. Let me change that as I have the end of that recording game up. We're going to be focusing on what all their stats are going to be in general and everything in between. So catch that. That'll come out probably tomorrow afternoon. The Oceanics have breathed life into a new faction, and I'm so excited because obviously I'm from San Diego. I'm from the water. I love my Oceanics. We've been having a blast with them on Twitch. It's been absolutely nuts taking on some of these better teams. But let's go ahead. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the meta changes that DSA is seeing, and if you should be worried about the teams that you're focusing on. So for free to play, I know you guys only get a focus really on just one faction at a time. I've told you guys in the past, focus on Kingdom or focus on, let's say, Frozen, and go after them. Don't let these new shiny objects coming out distract you. Stay on target. And guys, I think we're starting to see more of a healthier meta. Yes, the Oceanics are dominating right now, and they're incredible. But I am losing to both Frozen and Kingdom at times. I haven't tested with Maui. I just brought him up. I just unlocked him today. You guys will see gameplay of him tomorrow, both on the YouTube channel and also on the Twitch stream. But in general, I think that the Oceanics are going to be kind of dominating for a while. But Frozen and Kingdom still has its place. And so far, we've always seen a counter to these teams no matter what. So my recommendation is keep staying on target. Go after Kingdom. They're always going to be relevant. Maleficent and many other heroes fall in that Kingdom category that will be coming in the future. And also, really, if you were gung-ho about Captain Hook 3 months ago, it's paying off now. So again, farm with who you guys want to farm with, but also stay on target. I think we're going to be seeing these multi-meta teams more and more rather than just one solid team, which I personally am excited about. Yes, there's always going to be what they call power creep, which I don't think is coming yet in DSA. I think that's a little bit overboard. If you look at other games, I think we're at a great place health-wise on this game. We're seeing nothing that's just completely crazy. Although, Maui's looking pretty nuts. I'm excited to test him out on stream. All right, so other than that, really, the meta changes, the tier list saw tons of changes as well. We're going to see more and more of those changes come on as we see DSA take a different shape in a different future. Here in just a second, I know exactly what clip is. I want you guys to check out this wave that Moana puts out. Look at the potential of a maxed out Moana. It's absolutely ridiculous. We're fighting a full kingdom team here, and check this out. We just wiped out half the team. Absolutely nuts. I don't know if it's again, I don't know if it's a San Diego in me or San Diego in or San Diegan, I guess. But I'm excited for Oceanics being the future, at least the temporary future of DSA. Again, if you guys want to see him, come to the Twitch stream. All right, next up, we've got the next faction bump, and this is something I wanted to talk about. If you guys watched my Sorcerer Stone video, was it maybe 2 weeks ago? I brought up that there was only 5 Oceanic characters and how this faction's in desperate need of a new bump. And then guess what happened? We doubled the character amount. I think we went from 5 characters to 10. It did. We got Stitch, Bubbles, Gantu, Maui, Moana. And so look what that did to this team. And I'm looking at these other factions in DSA. We got Downtown, Kingdom, Wilds, Mythicals. Who's in need of the next bump for a faction? And really, it comes down to 2, in my opinion. Both Mythical and Wilds, I think, both need a little bit of love. Yes, Wilds did get Elsa and some of these better characters. I personally want to see Mythical get some type of mythical leader, whether that's Zeus and Hercules or another character in all. I think Mythicals would be a really fun faction to have. I think all the characters within it, between Madam Mim, Jack Skellington, Oogie Boogie, and Hades, a lot to work with there. A lot to work with there. And so I'm curious and trying to guesstimate. My first thoughts are telling me Downtown Heroes or the Downtown faction will probably get a bump up, considering we know Big Hero 6 will be on the way, at least in the somewhat near future, I'm guessing, with Hero having that in his kit, or it might be a little bit of time before we see them. Either way, I don't know how much getting Judy Hopps is going to help that, so I wouldn't focus only on Downtown or Downtown characters. Right now, Oceanics are looking pretty safe. Stitch is going to be crazy, and he's going to be around for a long time to come. And then other than Stitch, you've got Gantu, Papa Gantu, that's just been laying out the big heat, the big damage. Bubbles and his shadow ability is nuts within himself, and tactics is crazy within itself. I love this synergy. I love the synergy that the Oceanics have between the slows and the defense down and how that kit is built. So I'm curious if they can bring that into another faction, whether that be Wild and buff up Simba and make continuous damage more of a thing, or they do that also with another faction entirely, like Mythicals, and make another debuff count or something like that. There's so many amazing characters that Disney has to work with, and I'm excited for the future of that and the future of DSA. The devs keep proving to us, they keep listening to what we are requesting. We said let's make gear easier to get, and what did they do? They made gear easier to get, at least with this event. I've had a much easier time leveling up my heroes, and I'm excited to keep on getting more and more characters maxed out for you guys, so that you guys can see exactly who you should invest your time and your resources into. We've got a big week coming up next week. We'll be focusing on the farming guide next week. I'll also be having a couple requested videos that you guys have been looking for, so I'm excited to get those out to you. Let me know down in the comments below, again, what are some topics you want us to cover here on the FastPass, and also, what faction do you want to see get the next bump up in DSA? Now, lastly, the last thing I want to go ahead and talk about, and I don't have a video up or anything, but let's just chat about it, is the shield evasion meta. Now, the shield evasion meta is something that for a while now, we've seen this for about 2 weeks with Hero, and it's something we're seeing a lot more timeouts. We've seen that tech teams really can almost time out just about any character or any teams that it's facing. And so what I think we desperately need within DSA is a character that is introduced that can really handle... Here's a little clip you can play in the background. No, that's not going to work. Anyway, we need a team or a character that can handle all this evasion coming up and all of the shields that are being put out there. Captain Hook, I've been able to hit 10k plus with his amazing hits. With his new Winnie's Gift, does extra damage to shields. Hades also has that built in, so we should be seeing that more and more in characters coming out. And then also we have just Claw already in the game to take care of evasion, but I want to see more move sets out there that maybe do double damage. And what I mean by that is maybe throw out one attack and then a second consecutive attack, just like the Claw. We need that built in to kind of get rid of these evades, these evasions that we keep seeing happening in these arena teams. Tech teams are still looking very solid. Right now, we've got the Oceanics, we've got Frozen, we've got tech teams. And downtown, don't forget about the Toy Story villains. A lot of happening, a lot of teams kind of climbing and lowering the ranks throughout the last weeks. It's been a lot coming at us, but I think it's going to start to steady out a little bit more here in the future, guys. Guys, I hope that you guys are having an amazing weekend. Go have fun. Go enjoy yourself. Play some amazing DSA. I'll see you on the stream tomorrow with Maui. Let's see how he takes on the meta and what he does even further to progress the oceanic meta, my friends. We'll be having a video coming out tomorrow afternoon. Keep in mind, it's going to be a good one. And I will see you guys next time right here on the FastPass. And until then, stay cozy, my friends.